Welcome. I am Sherlock Holmes. What I am about to share with you is one of my greatest cases, the case of the Red-Headed League. Mr. Jabez Wilson came to me and told me about this mysterious Red-Headed League and how he had joined. This is the story he told me.
I wish to God, Mr. Wilson, that I was a red-headed man. Why is that? Because there's another vacancy in the League of Red-Headed Men. It's worth quite a fortune to any man who gets it. What do you know, this Red-Headed League?
Any red-headed man can apply, and they get big sums of money for very little work. So Mr. Wilson decided to take his assistant's advice and join the Red-Headed League. After Mr. Wilson works at the Red-Headed League, for 8 weeks something strange happens. He reads a sign that the Red-Headed League was closed.
Of course, Mr. Wilson wanted to know what all of this meant, so I decided to take the case. After I questioned Mr. Wilson, then I decided to talk to his assistant, as it may be.
Thank you. I only wanted to ask directions to the Strand. 3rd right, then 4th to the left.
Suspicious, very suspicious, but I knew exactly what I had to do to solve the mystery. I gathered some of my most trusted friends, and then together we rode by taxi to the shop of Mr. Wilson. As you may have guessed, I then solved the mystery. As it turned out, Spaulding was caught red-handed trying to steal French gold. The Red-Headed League was just a way to get Mr. Wilson out of the house for the day, so Spaulding could dig a tunnel underground to the bank where he could steal the French gold. I instantly knew something was wrong when I saw the dirt on Spaulding's knees. If he was working inside all day for Mr. Wilson, then how could he have dirt on his knees? The answer was simple. He was digging a tunnel underground. So I tapped in the ground just to make sure if I heard hollow sounds. Sure enough, there was hollow sounds, so I knew Spaulding was guilty. My second case has a little more danger in it. This time a woman came into my office, and she told me a very interesting story. You see, she told me of her sister's strange death. She lived in a house with her father and her sister, until one day she found her sister crying and wailing in her room. She was screaming and screaming about a speckled band. She screamed and screamed until she died in her sister's arms. The police did not know how she died. They thought she simply died of fear, but that could not be the case. Now that the woman slept in her dead sister's room, every night she heard a strange whistling. First I investigated their house, but I could not find any way that she could have died, or the source of the whistling. So I stayed at her house for the night to see if I could find out anything. I heard the whistling just like she had said, and then I knew it was coming from the room next door. I ran into the next room to find a ghastly sight awaiting my eyes. It was her father, with a speckled snake wrapped around his head. He had been trying to tame it to go through a vent and bite the woman. It was highly poisonous, so it could have killed easily. It had already killed someone, her sister, and now it had killed its master. The whistling turned out to be the snake training whistle he was using. He was trying to kill both sisters so he could inherit money. Case closed. Hi, I'm here to tell you a little bit about Sherlock Holmes, the case of the Red-Headed League, and the adventure of the speckled band. In the Red-Headed League, Holmes' assistant, Watson, has heard everything he has heard and seen everything he has seen, but he still does not know the answer to the mystery like Holmes does. Sometimes in life I feel a little confused when other people know what's happening and I don't. In the adventure of the speckled band, the woman whose sister dies was very devastated. I can relate to that because I was devastated too when my cat died when I was 6. In the Red-Headed League, when Sherlock Holmes finds the dirt on Spaulding's legs, he feels very suspicious. I can recall being very suspicious just like him when I look at my brother and he's stolen something from my room. I think The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by A. Conan Doyle is an excellent read for anyone who wants exciting mystery and suspense. These intense mysteries are a wonderful way to experience and match wits with the incredible detective, Sherlock Holmes.